Breezy on Ice, and I'm back with another episode of the podcast. And so let's just jump right into it. Over the weekend, we had Devin the Dream Haney versus Vasyl High-Tech Lomachenko, and it was a great fight. Me personally, I had Devin Haney winning 7 rounds to 5 over Vasyl Lomachenko. I felt like Devin Haney's body work was exceptional. Yes, Vasyl had moments, but not enough for it to be called a robbery, in my opinion. Devin Haney showed that he is the lightweight champion of the world. He did enough to win. It was very good, very close, very competitive fight. This is the fight that boxing needed, and hopefully we will continue to get the fights that boxing fans want and need for the sport of boxing. The best fighting the best. And may that trend continue. So in my opinion, it was no robbery. Lomachenko looked like the old Lomachenko. It's just that Devin, did more work, did exceptionally well with the body work. Also had some good headshots, but exceptionally well with the body shots. Vasily Lomachenko, the round that really was the eye-opener round was round 11. Some say round 10 and 11, Vasily Lomachenko won. At least 2 of the judges had it scored that way, that Vasyl won rounds 10 and 11, especially 11. One of the judges had Vasyl Lomachenko not winning both 10 and 11. I believe he had Devin Haney win around 10, and he definitely gave Vasily Lomachenko 11, but he also gave Vasyl Lomachenko another round or 2, and I believe he had it on his scorecard 8 rounds to 4. But he definitely gave Vasyl Lomachenko the 11th round. So his scorecard was 116. I believe 116, 112 or something like that. 116, 112. I believe he had his scorecard, and the other 2 scorecards were 115, 113, and all in favor for Devin Haney, a unanimous decision across the board. I don't see where Vasyl Lomachenko won the fight. I don't see where he won 8 rounds to 4 either. Devin Haney did good work coming forward. Devin Haney did good work fending off the back foot. Devin Haney, he countered beautifully also. He did get hit with the straight left a lot, but that's only because, Devin Haney doesn't get his head off line. But other than that, great fight, in my opinion. No robbery. In order to beat the champ, you got to beat the champ. Now, if Vasyl Lomachenko would have won the 12th round, it would have been a draw. Nevertheless, some people said they've been satisfied with the draw. Some people said they're cool with Devin Haney winning a razor-thin decision, unanimous decision, and I agree with Devin Haney winning, unanimous decision, close fight. Like I said, 115, 113 is it's as close as you're gonna get, and beautiful fight though. I have no arguments. I don't disagree with Devin Haney winning. Let's just see what the champ do next. Vasyl Lomachenko has options. He definitely can continue fighting. If he wants to stay at 135, maybe if Haney and Shakur Stevenson can't get done, maybe him and Shakur Stevenson fight and see what happens from there. Maybe he get a fight with Gervonta Tank Davis if that's the route that Tank Davis want to go. But if not, he can go back down to 130 or 126 and fight Inoue, right? That'd be a good fight too. So Loma still has options at 35 years old. I don't think he's completely done. I think he proved that he still has fight left in him and still is a good draw. That's just my opinion. The Lakers are eliminated from the playoffs. The Denver Nuggets is going to the NBA Finals, I believe, for the first time. Jamal Murray and Joker, they showed out. Joker averaged a triple-double, I believe, the whole series, which is nothing short of phenomenal. He's a great player. I believe the Denver Nuggets go as far as Jamal Murray goes, and so far Jamal Murray has been healthy and playing well, and they are in the NBA Finals now. They're representing the West. It's a new, fresh team representing the Western Conference. It's going to be a good one. It's exciting to see who they're going to play next. Let's see if Boston can claw their way back into the series. So far, they won one game. They're down 3-1. They got to go get another win. I believe, is it Saturday or Friday? Well, Friday, they got to get another one, either Friday or Saturday in Boston, which I believe they should win at home. And go back to Miami for Game 6. And that they should win Game 6 in Miami. We have ourselves a series. We have ourselves a ball game. A Game 7 back in Boston for winner take all. And if Boston could successfully do that and then win a Game 7, I do think the NBA Finals will be more competitive with the Boston Celtics and the Denver Nuggets opposed to the Denver Nuggets and the Miami Heat. I believe that Playoff Jimmy has been exceptional. Jimmy Butler has been very, 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 very good in these playoffs. And I can't take nothing away from what he has done on this playoff run. But if Tyler Hero is not playing in the NBA Finals, I think Miami have a chance of winning that series. I believe Miami might win one game in that series because Jimmy Butler will at least buy you one game. If anything, Jimmy Butler will buy you one game if they should get past the Boston Celtics. And it'll be over in 5. That Denver Nuggets team is too stacked. They're too talented. Like I said, Jamal Murray and Joker is just too much. Michael Porter Jr. can hit threes coming off the bench. If Aaron Gordon gives you 15 to 18 points, and Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, if he knocks down a couple of shots, which we know he can knock down the 3-ball, there it is right there. You have the ball game wrapped up right there with those guys alone, just playing well. So we shall see. But Miami is not the best draw, in my opinion, to play the Denver Nuggets in the NBA Finals. Me personally, I think it would be more competitive with Jason Tatum and company and Jaylen Brown. Just one game at a time now. Got the first game out the way. Now you go back home, you get another game. And then you go to Miami and you get another game. And then after you get that game in Miami and you come back home, now you have yourself a ball game. You work yourself back into the series. Now you got yourself in a winner-take-all situation. I do believe Boston is talented enough to win those games. It just remains to be seen if they can just finish down the stretch. If they can finish down the stretch in the fourth quarters, they should be fine. If Jason Tatum plays big in the fourth quarters, like we know he can play big in fourth quarters, they should be good. If Jaylen Brown plays big as well, they're going to be fine. And the rest of the supporting cast continue to step up and play well, they should be fine. They got to get this game at home. They got to get this game at home. Game 5, they got to get Game 5 at home. You get 2 games at home. Now you got to go home and take back home court advantage, basically, and win Game 5. And then you have to go back to Miami in Game 6 and win one of those games. Now this becomes tough on Miami because Miami had a closeout game last game. They have another closeout game coming up. If Miami can't close, this is going to be huge because Miami been closing everybody out in the playoffs very well. They closed out Milwaukee. They closed out the Knicks. Now it's time to try to close out the Celtics. And if they cannot find a way to win Game 5, Game 6, and then they got to go back to Boston for a Game 7, I believe their season is over. And that's what I'm hoping for anyway because, like I said, I want a competitive NBA Finals. And I do believe the Celtics, as a team, is more competitive than the Miami Heat. Like I said, it's been a great Cinderella story for them. A great Cinderella story. A great run. Like I said, no knock against Jimmy Butler and what he has done. It's been amazing. But at some point, the Cinderella story comes to an end. Right? And why would, I know Jimmy Butler was saying, well, it can end in the NBA Finals. But that would be just another heartbreaking loss for that Miami Heat team to go all the way to the NBA Finals like they did in the bubble and lose. Because that's what they ultimately are going to do. They're going to run up into a better team with Murray and Joker and lose. It's not like you have Tyler Hero. I could see if Tyler Hero was playing, then Miami has a chance against Denver with Tyler Hero playing. I do think Tyler Hero is an X factor for that Miami Heat team. And it's just been all Jimmy Butler. Not saying that Bam hasn't played well. Bam played well too. But it's been all Jimmy Butler. In the closing minutes, it's been all Jimmy Butler. In closeout games, it's been all Jimmy Butler throughout. And like I said, you can't take nothing away from his run. It's been a beautiful run. But I would hate to see him get to the NBA Finals and lose. That's just my opinion. Unless they could prove me wrong and get there and beat Denver, then we saying something. But I don't see them beating Denver. That's just my opinion. Also, Katie Taylor lost to, I think her name is Chantel Cameron. Yeah, Chantel Cameron. She lost to Chantel Cameron in front of her home crowd in Ireland. And it was a pretty good fight, I would say. I do think Katie Taylor did get fatigued in that fight rather early. But she did come on a little bit later. But she didn't get ahead of the line like she normally would. They did go toe-to-toe a lot. It was a good fight, though. But Chantel Cameron held on to her titles. And I'm just sitting here thinking, like, what if that was Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor? Katie Taylor would have lost all of her belts to Amanda Serrano on May 20th. But we shall see. That's a fight that's still, going to get done. Katie Taylor suffers her first career loss. Katie Taylor has been a great fighter for years. I mean, she's been good for years. And you have to wonder, is Father Time catching up with Katie Taylor? Is she starting to slow down a little bit? When you've been that dominant and that good for a long time and had that longevity, eventually, Father Times catch up. And that brings me back to the point of, is LeBron going to retire? I mean, LeBron sounds like a man who's ready to retire. But I don't think he will. But if he does, I wouldn't be surprised or shocked. LeBron has had a great, phenomenal NBA career. I mean, all-time leading scorer. I believe either top 3 or top 5 in passing. Somewhere in the top margin and rebounds of all time too. So I mean, 4 championship rings. I believe he has 4 MVPs. I mean, LeBron has everything, and if he does decide to hang it up, man, there's nothing wrong with that. Move on to other endeavors. Like I said, he's been great for what? This is what? 20 years, 18, 20 years, 20 years. Yeah, he came into the league 2003. This is what, 2020. Yeah, he's been good for 20 years. I mean, what more can you ask for a guy, who's been playing at a high level that long? There's nothing more you can ask for or from a guy like LeBron James. But I don't think he will. But if he does, I wouldn't be surprised. We have to see. I mean, at this point, it's championship or bust for LeBron James. So that LA team, the LA front office has to figure out what they're gonna do to help LeBron capture another ring. They had to make some moves. They did make some moves to get them to the playoffs. They got all the way to the Western Conference Finals and came up short to a Nuggets team that came up really short. They didn't win not one game. So, do you move AD or do you keep AD at this point? You gotta figure out what's the best options for the team. D'Angelo Russell didn't play well. So it's like, do you move on from him or do you keep him and figure out what to do? But he played small, so I think LA moves on from him. Maybe Kyrie Irving comes in to play here, and you could get Kyrie Irving. I'm hearing some noise about Trae Young, but I don't think Atlanta is gonna break up that core of Trae Young and Jelante Murray just yet. It's only been one season of that core, I believe, so that group is still young, a very talented group. I just think they need a little more direction and maybe a veteran presence in that locker room. So we'll see what happens with that. Carmelo Anthony has called it a career and retired from the NBA. It's unfortunate that Carmelo cannot go out on his own terms as far as retiring. It's as if the league blackballed him into retirement because nobody wanted to pick him up. They act like Melo was a scrub and still couldn't play basketball. And it's just unfortunate that somebody as talented and that had a great career, like Carmelo Anthony, had to go out like that and retire like that. But like Carmelo Anthony said, he has no regrets about not winning the NBA championship. That when he got drafted in 2003 and shook David Stern's hand, he won at life at that moment. And it's absolutely right. That was the moment he won at life. So when he got drafted into the NBA and had a great NBA career. All versions of Melo was great. Hoodie Melo, all those Melos was great, man. And it's just like I said, it's unfortunate that he could not go out on his own terms and retire. He definitely was blackballed or blacklisted from the NBA. He played good with that Lakers team in the bubble. I don't understand why he wasn't brought back or why another team didn't pick him up. But congratulations to Carmelo Anthony on a great NBA career and on, bringing winning weights back to the New York Knicks when he decided to come to the New York Knicks when he left Denver. It was actually him and Amari Stoudemire, that brought that feeling back to Madison Square Garden. And look what Madison Square Garden has gotten this year in Jalen Brunson. And then they went on a beautiful run. Got to the second round of the NBA playoffs and just lost to a Miami Heat team that was hot. And Jalen Brunson definitely brought that winning atmosphere back to the Garden. Josh Hart is a guy that the Knicks need to keep and hold on to. Somebody's getting traded. I don't know who's getting traded. Either Randall is going to be done with the Knicks, or they're going to be moving on from R.J. Barrett, depending on what's out there on the market, and they can get back. something that's legitimately good to help build around Jalen Brunson. But I don't see this team with R.J. Barrett and Randall being on that roster winning. This has been an experiment. It's been a good experiment. It has its ups and downs. But now that you got Jalen Brunson, you need to put the pieces together now and win. Because the window was open for the Knicks to actually make some noise. And the window hasn't been open in a long time. So it's time for them to capitalize on that window being open and getting Jalen Brunson the adequate help that he needs to succeed. And hell, who knows, the Eastern Conference Finals may be in the storyline for next year, depending on what moves the Knicks make. That's just how I see it. So far, from what I'm hearing, the fight is set between Errol Spence Jr. and Terrence Bud Crawford for July 29th. Can't wait for July 29th. To see Bud and Spence get it on. It's been long overdue for undisputed supremacy. I think it's going to be a hell of a fight. But I like Terrence Bud Crawford in that fight. Either Bud by late stoppage or unanimous decision. Honestly, I think it's going to be a hard-fought fight. I don't think nobody gets knocked out. I do think both guys will probably be dropped in this fight. We know how Terrence Bud Crawford gets down. We know how Errol Spence give it up. But I like Bud. I think Bud is going to rise to the occasion. This is the fight he wanted for a long time. I do think EJ rises too, but I think Bomac and Terrence Bud Crawford is going to take it to another level. And I do believe Bud will be undisputed on July 29th. That's just my opinion, but it's going to be a hell of a fight. Hell of a fight. I can't wait for July 29th. That's another pay-per-view fight that I will be buying this year. So far, I'm 2-0 in pay-per-view fights. I brought the Gervonta Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia, and over the weekend I brought the Devin Haney and Lomachenko fight. And if this one is on pay-per-view, I will buy this one too. But like, comment, subscribe. Peace and love as always. Breezy out.